once, and I had no problem with this. A woman asked me to sign her boob, and I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
And I signed it, and then she turned around and said, "Can you sign my baby's head?" But it was right next to the boob, so I signed the boob and the baby's head.
You signed the baby's head?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if it's good for him, but I mean, what's worse is, like, and then...
Where's the dad?
And there was a little boy next to her.
No.
Like, maybe 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he went like, "Mom, ew."
He's like, "You're my daddy now." Like, and when you were talking to me, I feel like I was, like, making
Isn't that
noises.
like being a man and a woman in life? Women talking over men?
Wow, we just got started.
It seems like a normal day at the office.
Hi, I'm Nina, and I'm here with...
Dricus Du Plessis.
Have you taken any psychology classes between your last fight and now?
Psychology classes?
Yeah, because I feel like you're good at understanding your opponent from an emotional standpoint. Because I feel like it's possible you have a very high emotional IQ.
Yeah, that's possible. Emotional IQ, isn't that just like EQ? Emotional IQ? It's like an EQ, right?
What is that?
It's the same. It's like an emotional IQ. And I think it's EQ, but maybe I don't have a high IQ, just the emotional one.
Oh, like you abbreviated it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe you do.
No, I have not. For classes? You said classes?
Yeah, like what have you... I feel like... I mean, your trash talk is probably one of the best in the business.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I think well, I have to say yes. I didn't pay for any.
Yeah.
But if you meet my family and friends, my brothers, my friends, then yes, I've been to many, many, many classes.
So this is a walk in the park, kind of.
I've seen, because people get so easily offended. Well, I've realized. In the beginning, I was just being friendly, and then people started crying, and then I was like, oh, okay. For us, that's just a couple of friends around the fire.
You touched the nerve.
I've touched
And you kept
nerves.
touching it. Yeah. Your mom has Twitter fingers, huh?
My mom does.
Yeah.
My mom is incredible. It's hilarious to see. I've spoken to her and said, "Mom, you can't, I have no problem if you bantering people, but you can't just, stand up for me. And I'm the UFC world champion."
But you're her baby.
On social media, come on.
But you're her baby.
And she doesn't even mind to who she said.
She'll
And
talk
she's
shit
just
to
like,
anyone.
she just talks to everyone. I'm like, okay. And it's not like she goes out and just starts randomly bantering people. If somebody has anything to say about me, she's like, hey. And I'm like, "Mom, that's not even a real account."
Is this on Facebook or where is
This is
she?
on Facebook,
That's where she
yeah.
does her most work.
Yeah, that's
Facebook.
where she does her work.
Yeah. Is it on the phone or is it on the computer?
No,
Like a
on the
desktop?
phone, no.
On the
On the
phone.
phone.
I know she was like locked in,
She's ready, and
Yeah.
I've seen some things where, and if you see my mom's band say, then you realize also where mine comes from.
Yeah.
She's really good at it.
Yeah.
It's
pretty funny.
Yeah, it is.
I think moms, like, especially like moms of fighters, because I've had even my dad will go in and he'll start going after people, and he loves the frog emoji. So it kind of like negates everything he says because he'll always add a frog.
Just like, okay, so that's like his full stop.
Yeah.
Frog.
Yeah, it's like his thing. I don't know why he chose the frog, but it's his. But yeah.
I've gotten my dad to not listen to any comments and my mom, I've tried, I've said, but she's in. She can handle it. I can see that, but sometimes she gets angry at these things, and I always say, "Mom, don't read it." But she does. She reads everything.
Yeah, my parents started following me on Twitter.
No, my mom doesn't have Twitter, I think.
I think that's the one place you should stay away. Because Twitter's just, it's like an open forum for anything.
Wild.
And it's a wild place. And I have to tell them, I'm like, Mike, you have to fight fire with fire. And they're like, but...
Yo, on Twitter, you'll
the
lose.
Comments.
You'll lose.
And I was like, you can't read those. They're not real. They're not real people.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're going to lose every time. And that's just the internet.
Yeah,
There's
like my
do.
Twitter rants, I go on Twitter rants sometimes, but I don't use, X.
X.
I don't use X that often.
Yeah.
But I don't even go on it and then I'll see the notifications maybe once a week or so, and I'll go on it, and then I scroll, and then there's a lot of notifications. And sometimes if I have an open hour, I'll just sit at home after training or sitting in the gym waiting for the next session. And I'm like, yeah, I actually feel like it right now. And just start
unloading
random people, right? People that have no substance. People who maybe a bot, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just random people on Twitter who say something, and I'll just go after them. And then I'll spend an hour doing that.
Yeah.
And then I'm off Twitter again for like a week.
It kind of feels good.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's funny because it's always like, and like you say, you can't win the battle. So I make my tweet, and then I go, all right, I'm done.
You're a post and ghost kind of guy.
Huh?
Post and ghost. Like you post and
post and ghost.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm glad there's a term for that. Then I just, actual things to do with my life, so I'm done.
You
I'm
have
done with that.
life of a champion.
Yeah.
Stuff to do.
Like training.
Like training.
Or anything else.
But fighting people on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, it's so tempting. Okay, where does all your power come from? Your power. Like, where do you summon it from? Yeah, like, where does it come from? Where do you channel it?
Well, channeling it, I think, firstly, I am South African and we are built different. And that is a fact. Because if you look at our rugby team, the Springboks, you would understand why I say that we are built different. And just your general South African man is a very manly and intense man. That's how we were brought up. It's our culture. So I think, growing up, working on a farm, working like physically, that is a big thing in South Africa. So I think that's where power comes from. And yeah, my dad, if you see his hands and my brothers, same thing, you'd understand. We have
country strength.
Country strength, blaaskrag. That is Afrikaans.
For country strength?
Yeah, it just sounds better.
What is it?
Blaaskrag.
Blaaskrag.
Yeah, krag.
Krag.
K-R-A-G. Krag.
Krag.
Yes, krag.
Cool. Or is it hard for you to find people to spar?
Well, that's relative, I guess. Because there's people in my gym that I spar every day. My team, and they are incredible. But, sometimes we, especially for fight camps, bring people in from all over. We try because different styles helps. And also, a fight camp can get long. So, if your sparring partners get injured, then you can't then be looking for sparring partners. So we always try to be proactive.
And get them ahead of time.
Yeah, and there has been a period in my career where it was a problem. But now, everybody's at such a high level. The permanent residents in our gym, my training partners, and the gym has grown so much in terms of pro fighters over the last couple of years that that problem has solved itself.
Yeah, that's awesome. I heard you broke someone's orbital bone.
That has happened. It wasn't on purpose.
I've been there.
It was your orbital bone, bro.
I felt like it. I saw on a podcast that you sparred Valentina when you were like 19.
Yeah. She was at Tiger Muay Thai. And yeah, I did.
It's cool.
Yeah.
She's badass.
She is a badass.
She's real strong.
I tried to take her down and she stopped me.
She did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and then I got her.
Okay.
But she did kick me, I was losing the stand-up fight, that's why.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's impressive. No, she's awesome. I love her. But I don't know if you noticed from our training session, but being loud.
Team meat.
I learned a lot of my skills from her. So I felt in our training session you were a little bit terrified of me, and
I can tell you this: I saw you in that training session. You did not get any skills from her. Not a single.
Okay, well that's subjective.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned so much from her. She really taught me the Superman punch.
Boom, nice.
We didn't get to practice that, but that's the next time we fight. I'm gonna get you.
All right.
I'm gonna get you real good.
Okay, sure. Yeah, whatever.
What do you think ruins legacy?
I think a legacy. like if you take Anderson Silva, this is how I saw it. Anderson Silva, his legacy could never be tarnished by anything. I don't know how many fights he lost after he broke his leg.
Yeah.
And he actually won some fights again after that too, but I didn't care. If you look at his age and what he's done, he's, in my mind, the greatest middleweight of all time. Izzy is very close to that, but he was the guy that I was so inspired by when I was a teenager. And at the age he did what he did and how he did it and how spectacularly he did it, when he was on his way down, he was over 40 years old. Mm-hmm. So he was still champion. And when he started descending from his peak, you could see it didn't matter if he lost. It didn't matter what happened. He was never, even at that age, he was never just ragdolled or nobody could make him look bad. He was still fighting the top 15 guys in the world at that age. So nothing could tarnish his legacy. But I guess it differs from person to person on what you see somebody do, because people forget really quickly.
They do.
You can be, the GOAT and then legacy tarnished. And then again, you would just win one more fight, and then you're back at it.
That's interesting you say that, because I don't think there's anything physically that can ruin legacy, but it seems like mainstream media has a way of rewriting history.
They try to destroy legacy.
They try to destroy legacy, yeah.
Media loves to do that. Mm-hmm. They always want to write something, especially like achievements, all that, but they can't wait for something bad to happen.
Always.
They can't wait. Yeah. And I think your legacy is, you have to make it your own. Make that legacy your own. If you'll know, like, if what I want to achieve, that's my legacy, and this fight and this fight. Of course, there's going to be, we're all human, we make mistakes, there's going to be bad stuff along the way, some people more than others, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It is, like, there's actions and consequences, and, everybody's trying their best. So I'm talking outside of the octagon. Inside the octagon, for me, in terms of legacy or in a sport, it's on record. What you've achieved, it can never be taken away. Never, ever.
Great answer. If an animal could drive, what animal would be the worst driver?
If an animal could drive, what animal would be the worst driver? I think the worst driver would definitely be, obviously, a naked mole rat. They have no eyesight. They're terrible.
And they can't reach the pedals.
Probably.
And they have really little hands.
Well, in that case, I'm
going
to
go
go
with a mosquito. And he's naked. It's illegal. Oh, yeah, mosquitoes. But mosquitoes...
No, but they have, like, very good hand-eye coordination.
Mosquitoes?
Yeah. I mean, have you seen them?
They have hands?
They have little paws, I guess.
I don't think they could physically maneuver a car, though.
Well, what question? Okay, then say, what animal big enough to drive a car? Because that limits it to, like, a very...
I need you to think about it really hard.
Or too small.
Yeah, well, give me a good answer then.
All right. I think a sloth will be the worst driver, because reaction time is way too slow. And when that gas pedal's in, to get to the brakes is going to be like...
Dude, it's too late.
Oh.
Dude, it's too late. Honestly, that's a great answer, because they also have those little hands where they can grab the wheel. They can grab the wheel like this, and then their little feet, they can touch the pedal. You put a brick there, too.
Yeah, like you can definitely get a sloth.
You can definitely get a sloth.
Like a smart car, I guess.
Like a... What's a small car?
A smart car, I just...
Oh, a smart car. I thought you said a small car.
Yeah.
The accent's throwing me for a loop.
Okay.
That's a great answer. What is the worst advice a coach has ever given you?
My coach doesn't give bad advice, ever. There's been coaches, not necessarily mine, but coaches that's given me some bad advice. And I guess it's not bad advice, but it wasn't really good advice. I was asking about how do I... Like, on my rear naked choke defense, this was very early in my career. And the answer was, don't get your back taken. That was the advice on how to defend that choke.
It's like, how do you not get into a car accident? It's like, just don't get in the car.
That was it. I said, okay.
It's horrible advice.
Thanks, nice chat.
I don't like that. I don't like that advice at all.
That is terrible advice.
It's horrible advice.
And yeah,
He's
I
not
mean-
your coach anymore.
No. He wasn't my coach. He was just a coach that was
Around.
around, but obviously not anymore.
It's Black History Month.
Good.
Do you have a message for your African brothers?
What? What?
Because Black
What
History
happened?
Month.
So what do you want me to say? Congratulations, happy Black History Month. That's around the message I have.
I love it.
That is a.
Do you have Black History Month in South Africa?
Uh,
Is it February?
well, I mean, I think it's a worldwide thing, Black History Month.
Is
And
it?
Since it probably originated in Africa, it's.
Did
Yeah.
it? I thought
Well-
it originated, like, not in Africa.
Well, everything.
Well, every
originated
month in
Africa.
Africa is Black.
Black History Month. No, I don't. No, I guess like I think it's a global term, but yeah, happy Black History Month.
Happy Black. If you could be a pizza topping, what would you be?
Bacon.
And why?
Because it's the best, and because the vegans can't eat it. Or won't, so there's more for me. Or of me, because I'm the topping. If you could be a pizza topping, what would you be? Cilantro.
Why? Because I'm Mexican?
Yes.
I'm not Mexican.
Oh. Well, happy Black History Month. I don't know. I think that's a.
Next question. You remember when I awkwardly sang the theme to Titanic to you?
You did sing Titanic to me and it was awful. It was awful. Yeah, it was awful.
I think about that moment often.
Jeez, I forgot about it.
It was really
And
bad.
like, it was really great forgetting about it. Now I remember it again.
Oh, God. Okay, what is the worst? Do you celebrate Valentine's Day?
Well, do I celebrate Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
No, I'll just take my lady out for a nice meal, buy something nice, maybe. And yeah, so I guess I celebrate it.
Okay, because some people don't.
Well, I mean, it's not a celebration. It's just a day. I mean, you don't even get off work, so it's not really something we're celebrating. It's
Like you
It's
fight,
just-
you fight on Valentine's Day.
do I fight? Would I fight?
Because it's your job. Fighting's your job.
Yeah,
So-
I'll fight on Valentine's Day. What do you mean?
Okay.
I go train on Valentine's Day for sure.
Yeah,
If
because you
I'm
said
going to tell my coach I'm not training because it's Valentine's Day, jeez, I don't want. No.
yeah.
I
Well,
would rather tell my coach I'm
Yeah.
not training because I don't feel like it
yeah.
than telling him I'm not training because it's Valentine's Day.
Because I was
I'll
gonna.
just take my lady with me.
Yeah.
I'll just take her to the
Training?
gym with me. That is
Okay,
very
yeah.
romantic.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
When it's bad, I'll just make it not bad anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just start talking to the table next to you and make other friends. So
Yeah.
the awkwardness immediately goes away.
Does it?
Well, I don't know. I'm ghosting this one. I made new friends.
Yeah. I guess that would be
That's smart.
where you just leave.
Message your friends, say,
Come save me. Yeah. Do you ever get a bad gift? Like, what's the worst gift you've ever gotten?
The worst gift probably, no, I can't say that because it's not going to work. Because maybe someone wants to give me a nice one of it, and then they don't because I think it's a bad gift.
Oh, okay.
Well, for me, I don't eat sweets.
Okay.
So I don't
At
like,
all?
No, I don't like it.
You
Like
don't
I'll eat like some soft gums, or I don't eat chocolate. I don't like it. So people would.
You don't like cake or anything?
No, especially not cake.
Muffins? Cookies?
Some cookies.
Sweet
I would like
breads.
some cookies. Some rusks I like. Some,
Ice cream.
Certain I like ice cream. That's the
Ice
one
cream
thing I
cake.
like. Ice cream cake, no.
Ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich amazing.
Milkshake.
No. I would never go to a restaurant and just order a milkshake. Never.
Why is it?
I don't like it.
Oh, but you eat it frozen, just not.
Yeah, do you drink
Blended?
your ice cream? Do you put your
Well,
ice
that's-
cream sometimes in the microwave and then just drink it for a milkshake?
That's what a milkshake is.
Eh?
And then you water it down, and it comes chocolate milk.
Yeah, but I don't... Chocolate, like Milo?
You drink chocolate milk?
Yeah, I'll drink chocolate milk, but I don't drink chocolate milk. But I would. I just don't have time to always make myself chocolate milk. I drink a
You
lot
gotta
of
make
milk.
time to enjoy life.
Yeah, I do enjoy life. That's why I drink beer.
You're good at drinking beer.
I'm amazing at drinking beer.
How do you?
So
Yeah.
if I had to go to a restaurant and I'm not in the fight camp, I would sit and order myself a beer and not a milkshake.
Well, beer with cherry on top.
No, nothing sweet near my beer. Thank you.
How many beers can you drink, you think, before you pass out?
I can't pass out from beers.
Seriously?
No, it's no way.
Have
There's
you
not
tried?
enough time. Have I tried?
Yeah, have you tried?
Yeah.
How far did you get?
I can't remember. Yeah.
Oh, so you like black out, but you're up.
Yeah, I mean, but this was way back in my life. I don't get blackout drunk anymore.
Oh, you just don't. It's not a thing. Like
No.
you just don't. You don't get to that point.
No, I'm 31 years old. I don't get blackout drunk anymore.
Oh, you just. So you're responsible. You're responsible.
Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know what
I
you're
just
saying.
get, yeah, I get drunk, but I
Yeah.
don't get blackout drunk because I'm probably going home. I don't stay out till 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning going crazy. I'm not, 19
Drinking
years
milkshakes.
old.
Yeah.
I have beers and have a great time and
You go home.
go home, go to sleep, wake up the next day, train, and probably have more beers.
Beautiful. Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only.
What's your name?
Frak.
Where are you right now?
Vegas.
What do you do for a living?
Dog walker.
What is the key to living longer?
Being vegan. You just got roasted too.
How do you get a girl to talk to you?
Spit on her.
I mean, some girls might.
It depends on where you look, I guess.
Depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, what time it is.
What kind of Valentine's Day date you're on. What's the best way to make a grilled cheese sandwich?
A grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, depending on what time, best way to make it is ask a girl to make it.
What sound does a cow make?
Must be.
How are babies made?
From a mommy cat and a daddy cat that loves each other very much. That is a cat in the headline, can you believe it? But that's not how they are made. They are made on nights where you are irresponsible.
What is the best way to communicate with someone who doesn't speak the same language?
What's the best way to communicate? Same answer. Same answer.
Where do you go to the bathroom?
Anyway.
Beautiful. A true animal. In and out the ring. Okay, how do you make $1 million in one day?
Trading.
How do you become a genius overnight?
How do you become a genius? Sleep on your book.
I do that.
Anyone.
I do that.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's the wrong answer.
I didn't really mean for you
Exactly.
to roast me.
My point. Sleeping.
Where do you want to be buried?
Where do I want to be buried?
Yeah,
Right here. This seems like a good spot.
it's a great spot.
This is the perfect spot.
Okay, now I have 2 esoteric questions. They're not really esoteric. They're just different.
I don't know what esoteric means.
I mean,
It comes from sleeping on your
it's
book.
not really. Throughout your career, were there any moments where you had a better understanding who you were that without your fighting career you would never have found out?
Absolutely. I think, as a Christian, when, I grew up as a Christian, my family's Christian, and with this career, as my career progressed, the stakes become higher and everything becomes, when you get in there, it's a very lonely place when you get into that octagon. And, that for me was every fight it grows stronger, and every camp, because there's so many things that can go wrong. And even if it's only the fear of that to get you there, it's by all means necessary. And I think for me in my career, that has been a growth point where I just grow every time and realizing that, you're stronger than you think. That's one thing where that has grown, and setting goals too low can be detrimental. I think that was something I realized early on, to set my goals as high as I possibly could from the get-go. And that gets you to where you are at a stage where you don't reach those goals and you don't have anything left. Those goals has to be so big that it keeps you going until you're done.
Great answer.
Thank you.
What what role do you think your subconscious mind plays in your fight and while you're fighting? What is an example of a subconscious thought you might have?
I think a lot of it happens subconsciously. I try to stay as conscious as I possibly could. I know a lot of people think that the subconscious mind's where you do your best work. That's not true. I use my conscious mind to see, react, move, everything. So I want to stay as conscious as I possibly could. I think subconsciously, that's the one thing when I fight that happens, is I want to kill that guy. And sometimes it takes away from technique, sometimes it takes away from being more patient, just because the fear will to kill that guy. I think that happens subconsciously.
Where does your flow state happen, in your subconscious or your conscious mind?
Conscious mind, in my opinion.
What is an example of a time you entered the flow state in one of your fights? Do you feel like? Or was there a moment in particular where you felt like Neo in the Matrix, kind of, or just like everything was right, your timing, your footwork?
It happens in every fight. Sometimes it happens in every single fight. Every single fight you get that flow state, and sometimes you get it earlier, sometimes it takes a bit of time. But in my fights, it's pretty evident when it comes. It's almost, you can almost see that I'm not struggling. It's things are back and forth, and then it just stops. And when you see that coming, the end is very near as well.
You're great at differentiating, because you just mentioned this. So you're great at differentiating between Dricus in the octagon. I need to say it right every time.
Dricus.
Dricus.
There we go. Or Dricus.
Dricus.
That's American for Dricus.
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 Okay, you're great at differentiating between Dricus in the octagon and Dricus in society. But the DDP in the octagon will, like you said, catch a body, without a doubt. There's no stopping you. But you don't bring that same mentality in your day-to-day. So how are you able to separate the two, or are they two separate? Are they two separate people for you?
They have to be, because, like I said, in the society, you can't be the guy that walks in there on fight night. But how to separate them is accepting that it's not the same person. And as a fighter, I think almost like you are bowing down in a sense to the Dricus that shows up on fight night, because you have to realize in a society, when somebody just says something you don't like, you can't be in a fight. Somebody does something you don't like, I'm trying to kill you. So there's certain rules. So you have to accept that and be present. Being present in a moment. It's a loving environment, and your environment plays a big role. I think having my friends around me, my family, that is when I'm at home with my fiance, it's not me being there and fighting with her. It's when we argue. It's not because imagine you've seen me on a mic and me and my fiance have an argument and I just go full fight press on her.
Just full press conference on your fiance.
Yeah, just go straight. You can't do that. So you have to. The environment is very important.
Yeah.
When I walk out to a fight, the environment is that of the Coliseum in my mind. I'm fighting for my life. When outside, I have life, and to preserve that, and, showing love, there's no love in that octagon. I think that's what makes the biggest difference between. Dricus outside the octagon can laugh. There's jokes. There's some compassion. There's sympathy sometimes. There's jokes. There's funny. There's enjoying life for all its good things. And when I'm in that octagon, there's only one good thing, and that's if I walk out of there as the winner.
That's so interesting. The idea that love is what separates the two.
Yeah, that is factual.
It's very profound. It's like the difference between attachment and detachment style. It's like your attachment is love essentially, and your detachment is the lack thereof.
Yes, that is a very...
You mastered this.
That is very well said.
Wow,
Nice.
Look at us.
I should start sleeping on my book.
Yeah, dude, you'll become really smart. Like me. Last question. In a couple of interviews, you said you don't believe Sean has changed anything in his fighting style, and you know exactly who you're fighting. But you also said that you can't go in there and think that this is the same guy, that he's going to go out there and make adjustments, and you believe the guy who has evolved the most in the last year is going to win.
Is there a question in there? Okay, just say that whole thing and then question mark.
Okay, let me do it again.
No, I'm just checking. Like, there is no question. That was my statement. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a statement.
Yeah, I said
so
that.
you made that statement?
Yeah. yeah, I made
Yeah.
that statement.
No, you were saying that you don't think anything about him changed, but then you also had another statement. You also said in another interview that it's not possible that nothing could have changed.
No, I'm thinking in terms of mentality.
No.
In terms of his approach to a fight week, the person that Sean Strickland is, it's not changing. It's not changing.
He is who he is.
He is who he is, and
He's chilled out. He's
Yeah.
a chill guy. Super chill.
okay. Well, I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He's just a fighter. We are chilled until we're not. That is the way
Yeah.
it is, and I can only respect that. Even after our in-crowd altercation at the UFC 340.
Wasn't really chill there.
Where was it? It was 304. 304. Yeah. But I mean, rightfully so. I had more respect for him after that than I would have if he backed down. Because I was inviting him to let's go, and we did it. That's how it is. So that doesn't make him a bad person. I think he's a cool guy. I think he's a chilled guy until he's not, and it's the same with me. And I think most fighters. So I think Sean is going to be Sean in there. The fighter will be different in many ways because they've made adjustments. I've made adjustments. But the problem comes in when that adjustment doesn't work. When you are getting beaten to stick to the plan. That's hard. And that's when the old Sean will reveal itself. Not listening. I know he finds it hard to listen to his coaches. It's and sticking to the game plan and not just going in there and trying to fight. So if you follow a game plan and it doesn't immediately give you the results, you go back to what you know, and I think that's what's going to be the same.
Weird fan interaction moment?
Okay, so once, and I had no problem with this, a woman asked me to sign her boob, and I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
And I signed it, and then she turned around and said, "Can you sign my baby's head?" But it was right next to the boob, so I signed the boob and the baby's head.
You signed the baby's head?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if it's good for him, but I mean, what's worse is, like, and then...
Where's the dad?
And there was a little boy next to her.
No.
Like, maybe 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he went like, "Mom, ew!" So that was wild. That was a very wild... And there was, like, in a big crowd of people. So I signed a mom's boob, and I signed a baby's head.
And you upset her child?
And the child was like, "Mom, ew!" And it was
He's like, you're my daddy now.
It was one of the
Daddy.
craziest interactions. I couldn't believe it. And the craziest thing is, I just went, because she was obviously
Yeah.
holding the baby. So I just went,
Yeah, like you just wanted to make her happy. Yeah.
and I was standing there thinking, I don't know what just happened. This felt illegal and very, like, I guess it's illegal in some places in the world. It has
Yeah,
to
that's
be.
like, it has to be like neglect, like child.
Well, I mean,
child.
for the 10-year-old boy, it was neglect, and it's just, I don't know, and there's some form of abuse, I guess, from this
ink.
real small baby.
Yeah.
From the ink, that's bad. That's
Oh,
what I was
yeah.
saying. Am I
Yeah.
incriminating myself right
Yeah,
now?
you straight to jail.
But I guess there was videos of her saying, please.
See, when you say please,
If you say please, I'll sign that baby's head.
thank you so much. You want to do my outro for me? Take it away.
Hi, I'm Nina Drama, and I didn't smile like this before I did this outro.
Wait, say your name, because this is the outro. Don't say hi. Say thank you so much for having. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll say you're welcome.
So, hi, I'm Nina Drama.
No, you're yourself.
Oh, I thought I had to do you.
No, don't do me. Do you?
You literally said roast me. Now I'm trying, and
Okay. Do you. I'm ready.
I'm Dricus Du Plessis. Thank you so much for watching. This has been nothing short of spectacular. Thank you, Nina.
Thank you. You're so welcome. Watch him fight. 312, February 8th in Sydney, Australia.